Hi, I'm Bittersteel, and welcome to another episode of Jackass. Well, that's what it feels like. Disaster saves are horrible, and this one's the worst one yet. This is literally all that's left of the Axis. They sent this in saying, I am playing German Reich. The year is 1945, and everything I have has been taken from me, except Brandenburg and the 3 states above it. All of my allies have fallen. Ho ho!
Dear horse god, I know I don't usually pray to you. Sometimes I doubt you even exist. But if you're willing to grant me luck, please, stamp your hoof once. Come on, number 6, move it! Don't do that! What are you... Man, it's contagious.
Economy of Conquest is at 100%, so that's fucked. Still have some manpower. 41 factories. No civs available for construction. When we do get some civs, we're building mills. The army itself is 124 divisions, 14 tank divisions with not a tank between them, so this is great. I'm mostly shocked at how you ended up here. Germany's so easy. What did you do? First off, political power. We'll do this, that. That gives me war support and stability. We're gonna do desperate defense for a little bit more defense and entrenchment. Total mob, yeah. All adult serve, love that. Please, Walter Funk, get me an economy. We're gonna replace Krupp with the Vereinigte Stahlwerke because it makes the penalty for not having enough resources less bad, which is gonna be a theme for the first part of this run. No Air Force, no Navy. All we have is the battered remains of an army. Great. We have so much spying going on that it's very unlikely that we'll actually get any entrenchment. So I might as well keep them under the best field marshal I have. I'll leave them with von Witzleben then. We'll get the weakest generals out in exchange for better generals, high defense stats. Also people who have engineer, because I can make engineers into scavengers, which means they capture more equipment. And brother, am I gonna need to capture a lot of equipment. The armor sucks. So these guys have like no tanks between them. So we're gonna start consolidating them into as many functional military formations as possible. Research, well, the nuke's not gonna save us now. I'll get this. This gives me a little bit more hardness on my trucks. I'll get mountain infantry because I will be using mountaineers as my budget shock troops. I don't think I'll be able to sustain tank production. We'll get maintenance companies. Speaking of production, all right, we have 33 military factories. So I've got some guns, a lot of artillery, a lot of support equipment. So I can deprioritize most of those. I mostly need AA, trucks, and tanks. I can do that. And this ends up with me making 7 tanks a week. What tanks are we making? Basic mediums? Oh, brother. I don't think these are good enough, sir. Let's make some improvement. Again, I don't think I have the industry to justify this expense, but I'm gonna see what I can whip up. So we want improved medium howitzers. Now we have it. Slap a big fat radio in there. Easy maintenance is a no-brainer. Let's make these as fast as I can to like 10 kilometers an hour. If I give them sloped armor, it's not that much more expensive, honestly. Start making these instead. It's a lot of XP to spend on this, though, so 5 a week, it'll have to do. Templates. Infantry's fine, but I am gonna strip the logistics company from them. As for the tanks, this is fine, but I am going to get rid of motorized recon. It has its bonuses, yes. However, I don't need movement right now, and the extra soft attack they add just isn't that much. I'm also going to replace the engineer companies with the assault engineer companies, giving them a little bit more attack. Strafdivision. Got a lot of org. These are actually not terrible. Oh, they are terrible. But I can train up a couple of these and like use them for stuff and train up some basic infantry as well. There, I'll do 22. That should fill out. Trade is impossible because I don't have any civs. It's not possible for me to trade. All of my civs are in use. This is great. We're gonna salvage captured equipment. This gives us an even greater equipment capture ratio. As for a strategic plan, I have no plan. My hope is that the communists and the allies go to war with each other at some point, which would be amazing. It would be great. Also, Prince Paul is fascist and in the allies. Why, Prince Paul? Why? My first goal is going to be to cut towards Hamburg through the plains here, and then up through Denmark to secure that area, and then slowly try to take the Reich back, literally 1 tile at a time. I'll grab this fire brigades. It makes my infantry have more org, which is welcome. And then Special Forces branch here, I am also going to go for Mountaineers. Like I said before, I think I want to leverage Mountaineers as some sort of budget offensive unit. Immediate disaster. This is going to be awful. I have to shore that up, and I have to make sure Rostock holds. Well, I guess we're gonna do a lot of last stands and such, so buckle up. I think I might be able to push this if I can get my armor organized. Push that tile, retake an airfield, maybe get some fighters up, because I did see I have 4,000 fighters in stock. And we need to retake this railway, because Rostock is currently not connected. The armor is at least doing its job. Well, let's settle in for the suck. Oh, I forgot to do MIOs, so apparently whoever was doing this completely skipped over these. Anything that improves production is a big yes, and everything that like improves the equipment that I have in store is also not a bad idea. I have 4 tank divisions, none of which are fully equipped. I can't do anything. I can't get planning because of all the enemy intel networks. I also cannot get entrenchment because of all the enemy intel networks. I can't do anything about the enemy intel networks because I don't have the civilian factories to do any upgrades. I can't build anything. I can barely produce anything. Oh, I can ask Finland for Lend-Lease. Sweet, they'll send me 600 AA guns. Alright, salvage captured equipment is gonna be useful. Ah, that's a naval invasion. You know what? The armor is about to have, raison d'etre, I suppose, as they kill those Danish divisions and steal their stuff. Fine, I'll take it. So after that, let's work down to Total Krieg is a better version of total mobilization, which is just good overall. I just need to attack or counterattack at the right time, and I probably can push these guys off. Yeah, we're capturing solid amounts of equipment, so that's good. It's not as much as I'd like, but it could be worse. As long as I can fight defensively and not lose any ground, I think I can maintain this until the Soviets go to war with the Allies. Oh, please, Stalin. Peace deal? Oh, there goes China. Qing China is still there. How about I invite them straight into my faction? You got Soviet Japan and American Japan. Is there like a normal Japan as well? Yes, there's still a normal Japan as well. So I have a small plan. I'm going to try 2 tanks into Lübeck, 2 tanks into Tal below Lübeck. The idea being if I attack from a narrow front, using very little combat width, it doesn't matter that they have 9 divisions on a tile if only 2 or 3 of them can commit to the attack, and I fill the entire combat with armor. Could enable me to take these 2 tiles and create a big encirclement there. That's very wishful thinking. I've also found this guy, Alfred Becker. He might actually be useful. 5% extra equipment capture ratio might be good enough to hire compared to von Rundstedt's recovery rate. It's not like I'm dying of lack of political power, so might as well give this a try. Oh, at the same time, Soviets are doing me a lot of favors here. So these divisions that just landed will take their equipment. And the UK has just declared war on the Iranian Communist Authority. Good. Yeah, the communists and allies are now at war. This entire thing is now in a massive state of disarray. I'd like the push here, but it's just not happening. They got too many units here, annoyingly. I need to recover some ground at some point. They also have so much air that it's really hard to push at all. Yeah, in a couple of positions we might actually be able to do stuff. Pinning attack, and then attack there. Come on. Let's take an airbase. Let's get the armor over there. We can still do our Hamburg plan, and we'll deploy a couple of fighters. Not too many fighters, because apparently we only have shit ones. First pilot exercising during the day. I don't think they get shot down. I don't think they interact with the air war mechanics if they're just exercising. Oh, and with the Allies repositioning from the front lines, we have managed to push 1 tile away from Berlin. So, great. It's time for that total war to kick in. Oh, another tile? Yes! Another glorious victory for the Reich. If we're not in combat, we're actually making some tanks, but I'm bleeding stuff. I'm starting to get a feeling like maybe I can do something here. Maybe. You know, no matter the situation, you can always count on the Swiss to help a Nazi out. I'll take the Swiss gold trade, yes? I can't actually get there, but I'll bank with you. So that does help my no, not really. I don't have any civs. Oh, and I think they just triple dipped on naval invasions. I saw the British land, I saw the Dutch land, and now there's the Brazilians trying to land. Not ideal. Supply is a mess because they cut off Rostock somehow. I thought there's a railway link going there, but apparently that doesn't count. So frustrating. I'll just cut up the naval invasion. Should be able to get me a nice amount of equipment. At least the main line held, which is the important thing. Oh, great. Now they're going to be stuck on that island, and I can't dislodge them with my armor. Oh, the Americans are here as well. Stop doing this to me! I'll force deploy my mountaineers. Fine! I don't know how... Oh, they got a Mulberry Harbor up. Giving these guys supply, that's an issue. If I lose Rostock, the line collapses. I can always last stand, I guess. I just want to emphasize that I feel a lot of right now. I will bottle them up, kill them off. All right, we won that. We got that naval invasion sorted out. 200,000 manpower wiped out, and I lost a lot of equipment at assault as well. And I hadn't actually completed the template yet. I kind of forgot. Not going to be mountains for the foreseeable future. We're going to go with 30 with people who say this is terrible. I hear you. I see you. I'm also going to ignore you for the time being. Now, exercise them a little so they're not green when they get reinforced. Go back to holding. Well, it is April 1946 and we're still here, so that has to count for something. Unfortunately, I can count on Finland to send me stuff. So 60,000 guns, 1,500 almost AA guns, and 4 medium tanks. I wonder how much of it's going to reach me, but it's a welcome donation because the equipment stockpiles have been burned through almost. Come on, through the power of the reinforcement meme, I might be able to get them off this tile before... Oh, yes! Yes! Oh, but they shredded my tanks. That secures Zelo for us. Oh, and this pinning attack actually turned out to take ground. I'll settle for that. Any land I can grab that is defensible, I'll fucking take it. A forest tile is... I was saying, a forest tile is excellent ground to defend in. It is great to have. And this is another brilliant donation by British forces to our war coffers. We're bigger on the map, which is what counts. Yeah, the Mountaineers do pack quite a punch, so we've pushed into Gdynia with a little bit of extra manpower, I guess. Oh, and they're yeeting me right back out, so please reinforce that. Oh, there's a disgusting amount of troops here. 26 divisions on a single tile. If they decide to attack, I'm fucked. Oh, I have 8 dockyards now, so there is that. Don't actually have the steel to make use of those dockyards. Yes, I am lacking trains, which means I am going to have to dilute what's left of my industry into making really shitty trains. The Allied AI is playing some big brain moves here. If they complete that encirclement, they'll have this entire thing here. If the Soviets fuck this up, I don't know what will happen, but it's not gonna be good. I mean, they got a lot of divisions. They should be able to handle this, even with 8 million casualties, but it feels like the AI is kicking their ass. Let's jack up another massive deficit and start begging Finland for more stuff. Some stuff gets sunk on its way, which is unfortunate, but at least some of it gets to me. I've also pulled my mediums off the line entirely. They're just being held in reserve to throw back naval invasions. I'm trying to get them to rearm, even if it's just a little bit. Come on, come on. Yes, I've managed to meme them out of Dresden. Dresden is a vital position to take because, one, it's a supply hub, it's on a river, it's a city tile, it's very defensible that way, and it inches us ever closer to control of Saxony. Constantly looking for tiles that have only a few units in it, like this one that just has 5 units in it. Unfortunately, it also has level 7 fort, so that's a non-starter. Probably take that position if I were to concentrate Mountaineers on it. Yes, I want to get to Hamburg and then crush Denmark. That would give me a link to Sweden, and while I do not currently have free civs, eventually I might be able to trade with Sweden. Oh god, they're constantly bombing all the trains I have left. I just don't have the industry for this. Come on, either reinforce meme them out of the tile. It can be done. God. I think we did it. All right. And just like that, that's what I'm using the Mountaineers for. And I immediately lost the tile. Oh, I retook it. And I lost it again. Great. Oh my god, this is horrible. Okay, I've retaken it a last time. Okay. Come on. Oh, got them. Got him in Kustrin. Kill those divisions now. Alright, we can now control Kustrin. That's another civ. Can I build anything with it? No! It's going straight into consumer goods. It looks like the British are throwing a lot at me as well. Fortunately, I am here to meet them at the beaches straight away. Uh-oh. That's actually a lot of divisions coming out. Still, that's a very welcome donation of equipment. Mountaineers are going to mop that up. Frontline is stable. You know, when I said if the Allies complete that encirclement, it's going to be horrific for the Soviet Union and incredibly hilarious? Yeah, they, fucking did it! Stalin, what are you doing? Need you to put up a fight! Come on, man! Well, that's gonna mean I have a lot of allies to fight. I don't know how to dig myself out of this hole. The hole's too deep. Come on, reinforce meme them off the fucking tile. Uh-oh. Not that way. Ah! Come on, through the combined superpower of love and hate. Pushed into Lübeck. Panzers vorwärts. This is what I needed you for. This is what I've been husbanding your strength for. Campaign instructions against Denmark. This should give us a bunch of buffs in the area. Forwards. Come on. Yes! Fucking go! On that note, the front line is getting precariously thin, and I do not have additional forces to commit. But these guys look like they might make it to fucking Hamburg. Oh, yes, we've split the fronts. Okay, we have Hamburg. There are factories and dockyards. Why do you have so many dockyards? I have a factory! No way! I haven't had one of those in years. I have to take care that I don't get naval invaded. That would be horrific. I keep asking Lend-Lease. They do tend to have a lot of stuff to send me, like AA, guns. I will try to deploy another 6 divisions to shore up the numbers. Back to the matter at hand. Denmark. Might actually be able to force our way across into Odense as well. Make sure these ports are guarded. That's what the Strafbataillon are for. The main line holds. Oh, fresh factories. Wouldn't know where to put them. Oh, we have 4 factories! My god, that's an insane amount. You know what? I want to build another civilian factory. Just because I can. Okay, don't start shipping things across the ocean. Avoid, and avoid. The AI is brain dead. They've decided to ship infantry through allied submarine and surface fleet invested waters. Why? Because they can, apparently. And as a result, I do believe half my mountaineers, yeah, almost all my mountaineers got completely shredded at sea. Well, let's see about knocking out what remains of Denmark. This line holds. Equipment is coming in. Might train an additional army. And then the Strafbataillon is just gonna have to cover all these ports. Whew. If this is what winning feels like, I could get used to this. So we should be able to take Copenhagen now. Finish up the last of these divisions here. Denmark has capitulated and they've given me so much equipment. Thank you. Sweden's embargoing us. Fuck. Do I have a Oh, the trade deal with Sweden doesn't work anymore because they're embargoing us. Alright, time for a Mimi counterattack. I managed to reinforce meme them off this tile above Poznan. Pinning here, pinning there. See if I can take Poznan itself because it's... Ooh, it's a major supply hub. Ah, they have outsmarted me. They'll hold, I think. Ah, or not. No! They've done it! Well, they've done it. They've lost Posen. Good! Let's get the Mountaineers in position to shore up and punch on down. Small steps until we can make big strides. We're almost out of manpower though, so that is going to be a problem. That's a problem for future me. Fuck that guy. Well, the Mountaineers are trained up, force attacking, and hopefully they can reinforce beam the hell out of these tiles. Oh, maybe. Come on. Ah, damn! I had hope for that. Anyway, I have a naval invasion to collect up there, so a free donation of equipment once again. Well, let's see if we can get this party going. Armor in reserve, Mountaineers at the river. We're gonna go with makeshift bridges, try to push the UK off Lüneburg, and then keep going. I'm still like 1.5 tank divisions short in terms of tanks. Let's give this a fucking go. And let's just make it a forced attack as well, because why the hell not? Shift air over this area now. And I'm gonna put up a couple of casks, because I do have a few in reserve. Alright, green air. I have just destroyed entire divisions attacking. What? This is just a fucking river crossing. 3 divisions annihilated. That's wonderful. Well, we've made a hole. Let's keep going. We no longer have the air. Ah well. And naval invasion near Jutland. It can hold without great difficulty. As soon as this stalls out, I'll redeploy these units. I've taken Hanover. That means I have the state, I have the manpower, and the factories. It's not a lot of factories, but in terms of mills, it's significant. Panzers move up. Move in there, cut off the units that are still stuck in Hanover. Cuxhaven is defended, but not well defended enough, I think. And that's another armor division out of the picture. It will do. I'm gonna need to train new mountaineers. Damn, I've lost a tile, but it's not a significant tile. If I can get them here, I could cut off a lot of divisions. Armor in there. Force them out of this tile. It's one division. Ah, it's Americans. Stubborn bastards, them. So close. That's another naval invasion. Fuck. Alright, armor. Plan B or C. You have naval invasions to deal with. You got like no divisions on Erfurt. Just take it. You pin, you attack. Just take the damn tile now. We have yellow air. I don't care. Let's get our own Cass up there. Everything I can to make this crack. No, you don't get the reinforce from the south. Go away. Pinning attack to the south. Yes, yes! Got him. Oh, naval invasion. Soviets are also coming back, so they're doing a lot of damage there. Close the pocket and move on with my life. We have a lot more Germany to liberate. See if we can get another encirclement in. That would be lovely. Come on. Come on. Yes, that's another encirclement. Kill them now. Oh, this is such sweet victory. And suddenly I have 1.6 million manpower because of all those cores we've reclaimed. Alright, so they are attacking me again, but in doing so they've weakened their own positions. I'm going to attempt exploitation now. Forward, forward, forward. Half of them into Munster. That's a supply hub. Don't have the air advantage, but it doesn't matter. The divisions I'm fielding are excellent. Forward. We'll encircle Wilhelmshaven. Great. And then on into the Netherlands. Let's kill the Dutch. Alright, we're in Utrecht, Amsterdam. Solid initial push. If I can get this hooked up to the railway network, we can go from there. Almost had Rotterdam as well. Oh, we'll take The Hague? Yes? No, maybe? Yes! Recreate the Rijkscommissariat Nederlanden. Hey! We have a friend! Look at that, the axis is readable. We have a readable font on the map. And we're not alone. To move units around, because we need to be guarding these freshly acquired ports. And punch into Rotterdam. Might be enough to capitulate the Dutch and take their guns. I would like to take all of their equipment. That has cost me, though. Down on tanks, down on trains, down on armored support, down on anti-air. Look at those bubbles, and they're so lovely green. New plan. We might be able to take Rotterdam off them a different way by getting across this river and opening up more combat with. Who knows? It might just work. Doing all this under red air, though, is a bit of a pain in the ass. I've also decided to allow myself a little bit of port cheese. I allow units to land there. I attack them. I immediately kill them. Stop the attack so I never actually take the tile. Yes, it's cheesy. I think at this point I've earned a little cheese with all my salt. Oh, look, an American division. And it's gone. Oh, the Swiss joined the Allies. No, that's gonna cost me my Swiss gold trade. Oh, you have to go and make it personal. We're just in it for the money, you and I. And now they have stolen my gold reserves. No, my industry for another 6 months. I've been scammed. I've been scammed by the Swiss. No! Speaking of big moves, let's see if we can get our Sudetenland back. I think if I can take Essen, I should have access to the Sudetenland once again. Armor's really punchy now. I have the Rhineland, mine factories, mine industry. Oh, mine consumer goods are all gone. I bet you the Swiss did this. Liberal application of firepower. Come on. Yes! That's a bigger pocket than I had envisioned. I had very low hopes when I saw this thing in my inbox, but it does feel like we're doing it. Come on, gentlemen, through the application of liberal firepower. Might be able to retake Gdansk. Maybe, maybe not. I cannot win in a straight-up fight, but if I can reinforce meme them out of the tiles, I can win. I've also started production of modern tanks. Not a lot, but if I could just start including a couple of them every now and then. Yes, I think we've taken Danzig. Gdansk is back in our hands. That is more manpower, a couple of factories, dockyards. 7 million casualties. I need resources and I can't trade with anyone, which kind of sucks. Is there any other tungsten in the region? Not really. Kind of sucks. Oh, disaster strikes. Look away for a minute. And they managed to take a port and funnel a billion bajillion units in here. I'd like to see this problem disappear. Get a little cash going on there. give me the edge. That's another couple of kills, I guess. I might just allow them to hold on to that port and do my port cheese from there. And I don't think a little bit of cheese is that unreasonable considering what I'm up against. It's a nice amount of kills, and then we'll leave those in place. We're looking at a potential problem here. The United States have decided to nuke Berlin. Yeah, let's get more fighters overhead. Let's build a radar. Let's build more anti-air. If this is going to be how things are moving forward, that's not bueno. I've also butchered so many divisions doing this port cheese, but the front line is just entirely immobile. My plan for elite mountaineers is sort of failing, I guess. We'll see. Also got full air superiority here. I have 2,000 fighters up overhead. We are definitely able to stop most of the incoming damage in regards to air in Eastern Germany. Right, with a little luck, determination, and a lot of air power, is gonna see us retake Breslau. More steel, more aluminium. Let's design a new submarine that's not too expensive. So we're gonna take hull 3s. Slap on the best torpedo tube, the best engine, all torpedoes, big schnorkels, big torpedoes, and we'll put them out into production. Until we can get fleet submarines, these are chef's kiss. No massive deficits except for medium tanks, but I'm slowly starting to shift over into modern tanks. I have managed to steal a bunch of Churchills from the UK. After they landed here, slowly we are building up into a more competent military that can actually take the fight to the enemy. Let's get rolling. I'm also training a full new infantry army to deploy somewhere. My lines are getting too short. I want to start up a secondary field marshal order, deal with this naval invasion first, and then we go on to the killing. Also 100% chance to repel the nuclear strike on Berlin. That's good. Let's see if I can get a maneuver going here. Big encirclement attempt. Breakthrough achieved. Sweet baby Jesus, we've done it. And now we'll smash it asunder with the armor. Vorwärts, Panzers! And in a cruel twist of fate, this is immediately followed up by a massive American naval invasion. God, I want those submarines soon. Hurry the fuck up, gentlemen. You are required up there. Go. I'll push them off Küsslin, and that should deprive them of port facilities, and now I can just mop up. That was a little scarier than I would have liked, especially because my armor just refused to redeploy in a timely fashion. Oh, 7,000 airplanes have been committed here. Yeah, I can see why I suddenly have some air problems. I am trading very favorably in the sky, though, so I am willing to keep that up for a little bit. And the entire naval invasion has been caught in a Kessel and will be destroyed. I'll use the armor to do it so I can recover the equipment. Bada bing, bada boom. That was 125,000 manpower and a juicy amount of equipment reappropriated. I just killed 25 American divisions who had landed. I look up and, oh, well, there's the British with 1 billion divisions that landed somewhere. Jesus Christ, that's annoying. Back from whence you came, foul beast. Oh, more naval invasions. Oh, of course, why don't you? I have a cunning plan. You see, the Soviets have languished here for so long that their divisions barely exist, but they still control this corridor. My plan is to shove my armored divisions straight up that corridor, veer south through the plains, push east into Warsaw, and sit my nice ass on the Vistula. Take the Poles out of the equation, hopefully. And at the same time, my 6 submarines have done so much damage already. Are sinking destroyers and convoys in the fjords and archipelagos of the Danish belts. It's beautiful. Germany has a navy, and the Karl Donuts can have his fun. Let's take a look at how this plays out. Through there, down there, and then we'll launch pinning attacks here to prevent these guys from retreating. Ooh, another Panzerdivision. Wunderbar, we're up to 5. The Soviets get pushed easily as expected. The horribly red air, meaning we're incredibly slow, plus there's a river crossing, that's not great. Need the armor to take 2 more tiles, come on. Like pinning attacks all along this area. Yeah! Okay, so we've got Torun. Oh, Warsaw is also wide open. It would be criminal not to while I'm here. Not only is that a juicy pocket, that is Warsaw, Lutsk secured. Like history repeats itself every time. That is Poland about to capitulate, and we'll get a good bunch of kills in the bargain. There we go. But that is one terrible front line. The next goal is to make for the Alps, so I can essentially split the front in half. Push to one of these passages here that is uncompassable terrain, and then decide, do I want to knock out the west first, or do I want to press east? Because I'm still surrounded, and I'd like to put my back to some solid mountains. That's a pretty big land grab we managed here. If we can keep the allies from properly organizing. I think we've got, oh yeah, like these allied divisions and these Polish divisions have encircled each other. So in theory, I can push out to that American front line relatively easily. I just need the troops to do it because they're all technically encircled. Stupid idiots. I'm wondering also how the air situation is looking. Good. I've essentially pushed them out of Eastern Germany. I'm not really seeing any significant allied air presence at the moment, so I might as well just start committing to full air defenses now. We're ripping the heart out now into Prague, and that should isolate the Sudetenland fortifications, meaning we can take those damn forts without having to fight tooth and nail over them. Germany is on the rise, on the up and up again. Oh! Happy days! And every core I liberate, every bit of territory I reclaim, I get stronger by the minute. And with the Sudetenland fortifications isolated, we can destroy them at will. There you go. The units are trapped. Crush the pocket now. Armor continue forward. I have to be careful though, because the allies did manage to link up most of their territory. Now this line is super duper thin, so can't wait to get more troops out there. Fortunately, we're mostly sitting on a river that can hold. We do have an opportunity to keep pressing forward, so I'd like to do that as long as I can. Meanwhile, I believe they sunk... No, he's still here. The Hopes and Dreams is still here. He sunk 2 destroyers. Look at that magnificent bastard. My first sub, and he's still around. Kicking ass and taking names. Oh, we're so back! So, I was somewhat caught unawares by the new AI's force concentration. They punched right through my northern lines. I'm still having trouble containing it, as you can see. However, it opens up opportunity. I'm gonna see if I can get my tanks to go around. It's just 2 tiles that I need to beeline through. And I could get their entire force concentration, which is a lot of units, cut off, and I can destroy them. Meanwhile, Soviet Union not looking too hot. 8.2 million lost. Naval invaded up there. They've been naval invaded up there. Massive invasion in Western Russia, and the US have started landing troops in the Far East. So Stalin is losing slowly. Fortunately, is losing slowly enough for me to recover. Pinning attacks, and I'm gonna get my tanks up there. 2 tiles, and we can have a jolly good time here. We're moving into Königsberg, and I got your entire force concentration, boys! Who's being force concentrated now? Huh? Forwards. Annihilate them all. And another army for the meat grinder. That's probably my last infantry army for a while. Not a lot of tanks in there, but a lot of divisions nonetheless. And we have reclaimed Königsberg. More factories. Oh, almost 8 million casualties. But we continue on. We will never surrender. Oh, hey, somebody built a nuclear reactor in Königsberg. Don't mind if I do. And just like that, 500,000 men, the entire force concentration wiped out. Beautiful. That's what I call winning. Now, back to my original plan. We've done it. We've successfully separated East and Western fronts. We'll freeze all operations in the East except for like small opportunistic counterattacks here and there, and just focus heavily on wiping out the West. And with a campaign in the Alps coming, time to change my mountaineers as well. We'll make them down to 25 with. This makes them much more amenable to operating in the mountains. And we'll make the Swiss pay for taking our money. That was our money, Switzerland. Well, they've decided to start nuking the Russians. I can get behind this. As long as they're not nuking me, I genuinely do not care. Now, I've stalemated once again. I have been able to reclaim almost all of Baden, so we're almost back at the original borders. Just a little more to go. But it's not happening in the West right now. But I have another plan. There is a soft underbelly here in Europe, and there's one French division guarding the way into that soft underbelly. I am going to plunge my mountaineers into this region. Unfortunately unsupported by very much air. And there we go. We're already moving into Italy proper. See if I can get that port. That will be a nice position to work with. And then it's just a matter of making sure everything is well defended. But we'll mostly use the mountaineers for the aggressive side of things, and the infantry is just going to hold the door open. Over here we've retaken Karlsruhe. That means the armor is available. Unfortunately, I'm having some production issues because there is no tungsten to be found in Western Europe. And I can barely make modern tanks, and I can make nothing else at all. I have no tungsten for my production capacity at all. Still, we do what we must. Yeah, I'm thinking we are really well on our way to getting Mussolini back in the saddle. Not that I'm particularly fond of the man. All right, with that, we've split the fronts. Down the boot we go. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Realistically, though, I should be able to overrun these guys with relative ease. They got a lot of divisions here, though, and a lot of air power. I may need to redirect all my air south to deal with this. 800 medium tanks short. It's gonna be impossible if I don't secure tungsten, so I need to get to the Spanish border. Well, what the hell? They just capped. That's good for me coin. Let's rush in. Let's rush forward. That will see me seize basically all of Italy. Does Italy have tungsten? They got 2 tungsten. I'll give you a factory for it. He has 6 million manpower available. Mussolini, start recruiting. Yeah, if I can get the mountaineers to sweep into Sicily, that will be magnificent. That crossing here is going to be a pain in the ass. And we've made the crossing. No enemy fleets in the way. Yes! Okay, with that, I can clean up Sicily in its entirety. Oh, and then there's this. Every time I get a step forward, it's 2 steps back. Anyway, that is Sicily under a new management. I think they've just nuked Prague. You know what? I'm gonna make that someone else's problem. Congratulations, Reichsprotektorat Böhmen-Mähren. You handle that, von Neurath. That's not my problem anymore. I have different problems, and they're all so very terrible. Unfortunately, my magnificent armored forces are also quite weak at this point. I've been bleeding medium tanks, and due to the lack of resources, haven't been able to get very many replacements. Could be worse. That's like 14 divisions we managed to trap there in Leeuwarden. Good kill, good kill. Fleet submarines, that's what I wanted all along. Oh, invading Switzerland is a pain in the ass. Every single tile has a defensive modifier. Most of their tiles, on top of that, have forts as well, so it's a slog fest is what I'm saying. You can take a lot of things from me, and I'll turn the other cheek, but not my money. And I have once again noticed too late, naval invasion. At this rate, I'm just constantly stuck having to bail myself out all the time. Oh, for God's sake. Another naval invasion. It genuinely pisses me off. Oh, for God's sake. How? How do you lose that terrain? You have entrenchment. You have forts. I specifically built forts for this purpose. No end to the pain. Oh, look. It's another naval invasion. Just stop. And we can deal with the treasonous Swiss now. We've cut off, well, Switzerland from the rest of Switzerland. And the mountaineers will now ensure total destruction of what remains. Trust me, it's going to be beautiful. The fun thing is bringing it back from the brink. The tragedy is in finishing the job. It's usually just an endless slog where you know you'll win eventually. And getting there is just an exercise in tedium. It's done after an annoyingly stubborn resistance. Switzerland has been wiped off the map, and I have satisfaction for my gold. Unfortunately, they managed to cross the Rhine there, and it's super annoying, so need to find a way to mop that back up. And, well, naturally, there's another naval invasion in Denmark, and naval invasions in Italy, and my head's gonna explode. I'm gonna sit in a corner and cry. The things I do for content. Desperate times call for desperate measures. We are heading across this river, whether the allies are gonna let us or not. Wish I had some air superiority to go along with that forward movement, but alas, here we are. At least this one might cross. Okay, we're across. That's something. Well, let's get the armor in there and see if we can grab at least some land. Well, on the bright side, I think we've just killed Luxembourg. And I kind of want to see if I can kill Belgium as well. Yeah, I think we've already overextended. Didn't get much more out of it than a small encirclement and capping Luxembourg. So more and more Americans keep showing up, and I don't like it. Oh, I don't like this either, and I don't have the troops to manually deal with it or deal with this. Everything just moves so incredibly slowly in this area. Oh yeah, they flooded the tank barriers. Yeah, that's awful. This is just annoying. Italy, could you get some troops out there and sort this out, please, Mussolini? All right, up to 36 divisions. At least he's building some divisions. All right, into Namur or not? Because those movement penalties are disgusting. Oh, they slow the game down so much. My tanks haven't even been able to reach the front line. All right, the armor's showing up. Commit into Brussels, and then punch right through the Antwerp. Is Italy dead yet? No. It looks like Mussolini is containing it. Good, because I'm too busy here. Antwerp next, if we can get there. Come on. So many divisions here as well. It's insane. My armor's bleeding to death. Infantry, pinning attacks. Just give me the city. Oh, that's another nice stain. Have they invaded this? Yes, they have invaded this, but I haven't been able to take it. Oh, God's sake. Alright, we've taken Antwerp. Belgium should capitulate. I doubt it's going to have a massive impact, but it makes this a little sweeter. And we'll pull the Mountaineers out. They are pretty useless over there anyway. And we'll use them to clean up the naval invasions real quick, because if I don't do anything, shit gets out of hand. If I can take the port of Ghent, I'll have them contained in Rotterdam. In theory, if I just launch wild offensives in there, I might be able to force them back into their port. If that happens, we're cooking with gas. Oh, for God's sake. It's just, it never stops. This is going to be an absurd amount of divisions we trap here. A lot of land captured. It's just Rotterdam now. Take Rotterdam. Go. Go down. Oh, for God's sake. Is there nothing you can do right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We got a bunch of these divisions. We'll liberate all their equipment in the bargain. And northern France is looking very thinly held. We're just going to attack. We're going to have to make do with what's available. Everything else is, well, unavailable, I guess. In any case, the road to Paris is open with that massive Allied army defeated. Dieppe, Havre, Rouen. Quick trip to Paris. They no longer have this jointed government, so this is not going to win us the war with the French, but it's a statement. A statement of intent. Okay, this is getting put back into the bottle. Good. Oh boy, that was a lot of divisions in there. Just grab as much land, as many victory points as we can. I think I need to get to like Marseille and Brest. I think I can do that if I just run my tanks in concentrated arrows. They can probably run right through whatever's left in the north. I think we're going to overrun the French now. Well, if I can get through the La Rochelle, there is opportunity to be had here. Some red bubbles, some green bubbles. We'll see what this ends up. Now we have the mighty fleet subs. I'll put those into production. They should be able to shred anything the Allies put out into the water. I need to get to Bordeaux and Limoges as well. Capture the victory points. Capture all of the victory points. The offensives are bloody and costly. And I am well aware of this, but we are grabbing the French by the balls now. And they got like the Maginot itself. I'm not going to be able to overrun that. I don't think I have to. Yes! Fuck yeah! Put that on the Reddit. France has capitulated. That means I have access to resources. To the Portuguese, who will sell me their soul for money. Oh my God, it's almost over. Oh, this has been so horrible. Now, if I can get these last pockets of resistance dealt with, I just need to ensure my ports are guarded by a full army group or something, and then throw everything else I have at the Soviet Union. Now with the west under control, I'm gonna throw everything and the kitchen sink at the east. Also, let's see if we can get Vienna back. It would be cool if I could drive into Vienna. This is Operation Battle Plan like an idiot. I just want this to be over. That probably means I should start spying on the Soviets so I can get 3 collaboration governments in, so I don't have to drive all the way to the Urals before I can call this a day. Oh, sweet Spain accepted my invitation to the Axis. That should be fun. Let's see if Portugal wants in as well. Who would not want to get on this wild ride at this point? And of all the losses we've taken, we've killed 23.3 million Americans. And they've taken 25 million in total. That's insane. 7 million Brits, about 3 million Frenchmen, a million Brazilians. The dominoes have started falling rapidly. We have basically just swept through the Balkan countries. It is now going to be a matter of securing the area and then moving on from there. I think I found their force concentration as well. It appears to be around here. I'm also committing more of my submarine navy now to forage out there. Start hurting the US and the UK where it really hurts. The naval assets. Right, I have a plan here I quickly want to highlight before I execute, so you know what was my intention all along. I've been using my armor to zip around the coast, stealing ports off the Allies. Now they still have some ports up north. My plan is to strip them of all their ports, essentially putting them in a hammer and anvil position between us and the Soviets. Then, all out, massive infantry, mechanized, everything I have, gonna throw at that, hopefully, massive Allied pocket. And now I'm gonna set my armor up here, and we're gonna take a drive along the Baltic coast, at least all the way up to Leningrad. There is still some connection up here, but honestly, there's like no realistic supply connection for the enemy up there. And I want to give a quick shout out to our channel members, these dedicated few, these heroes. I will be renaming my elite division after you, gentlemen and women. The finest folks around, they are what carries us to victory this day. 5 tanks, each of them a magnificent channel member. 16 mountaineer divisions, loyal service to the Reich. Each and every one of these a valued patron, a channel member contributing to helping me do what I do. Thank you so much. Also, somehow Switzerland has returned, so I guess the channel members immediately have their work cut out for them. That's actually kind of annoying. Well, so far it does look like it's working. Seem to be driving right through the Allied lines at breakneck speeds. They're crumbling, so we've made contact with the Soviet line in the south. Eventually something will crack if I just keep attacking them. However, I'm not sure I want to keep attacking them. That's gonna cost me a ton, so maybe be a little more circumspect. And there's of course the never-ending supply of bodies being shipped into random ports by the Allies where they throw millions of lives away in hopeless naval invasions. Oh, and I can see some gold reserves. My economy might actually be saved. Poland, yes. Greece, yes. Yugoslavia. I'll take all your gold. And suddenly, my consumer goods are minus 122%. Well, I guess we've just saved the economy, Patrick. Yay. Just like that, I think the end is nigh. Mass infantry assault's costing me a lot of manpower. So be it. I'm simply shoving the Russians aside. It's like they're not even there. It's fine by me, I guess. The Allies are putting up a bit of a fight, but they've been essentially cut off from all support. I have taken Leningrad. They don't have access to the ports up near Murmansk because the Russians are sitting on the only railway connection there. We will crush them, and it will be glorious. Oh, the loss of life is staggering. Allies have lost almost 63 million men. Norway's lost 1 million men. I didn't even know they had 1 million men. Even Congo's lost 1 million men in this conflict. Losses are just insane. Yeah, and I think this is like half the remaining Soviet army. That's 150,000 losses, 50,000 losses. Yeah, we're tearing them apart. All out assault, honestly. Infantry push. As soon as the Soviets cap, I'm gonna call this a win. I think they've also been nuked a couple of times. They have very low surrender progress. They will capitulate when they control 41% or less of their victory points. It must be war support being completely tanked. Making a push on Moscow. The fall of Moscow, and with it the Soviet fucking Union. Thank you and goodbye. One moment for the peace deal and then we'll wrap up. And with that peace conference, everything is terrible. It sucks. It's horrific. We have patches of territory within our territory, stuff flipping left, right, and center. A Russian Federation that continues to exist. A Soviet Union that continues to exist somewhere. I saw it on the map earlier. It's certainly not pretty. We now have an American Japan and a different American Japan, because apparently that's a thing now. I don't think I care anymore. I'd say this is saved. I'd say we've done enough tedious grinding today. This is not pretty, but it's done. From humble beginnings to once again establishing dominance over Europe. And we even have a functional economy again, so I'd say we've achieved the victory we set out to achieve, and we're gonna call it here. So if you guys want to check this disaster save out yourself, I'll leave a link down below, and have a good one. The next video. Goodbye.